Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shreya Jaiswal.
And I am Arna Srivastav. We welcome you to the Dalimss podcast.
It's a privilege to have an esteemed journalist, Mr. Sanket Upadhyay, who had also been a consulting editor with NDTV, now the co-founder of Red Mike, with more than 2 decades of brilliant innings in journalism.
We welcome you, sir, to the
Thank
podcast.
you, my pleasure.
So, my first question to you is you have had a long and distinguished career in journalism. What inspired you to pursue this path, and how has the journey evolved over the years?
What inspired me to be a journalist? Well, what if I tell you that it was one sweet accident? I never wanted to be a journalist. In fact, that is the moment I realized it is okay to not know what you want to do in life. Not everyone knows at the age of 13, 14, 17 what they want their life to be. It's not possible, no?
Yes.
There are very limited options. You are still considering. So don't beat yourself up. Because I never beat myself up. I didn't know what I'll do. It was an accident because I wanted to pursue computer applications course. I could not clear the entrance exam for that course. Then I was just about to sign an admission form for English honors in college. And then it just so happened that I also gave an entrance exam for a journalism course in one Delhi University college. And before signing that document, I thought, let me just quickly check whether I have been successful in my journalism entrance exam or not. And I was number 3 on that list.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I thought to myself, if this is coming so easily to me, perhaps this is my calling in life. So it was a complete accident. I never set out to do what I am doing. I was not even sure that I will come this far, but life has great experiences and joy in store for all of us. Here is one such example.
That's
So
great.
no kid your age or even older than you should not beat yourself up for not knowing what you will do in your life. It is okay to not know because you do not have experience. When you learn something, say for instance you've already enrolled in a college, you're a graduate now, and even then you want to pivot, you want to change your stream, you want to change your course, and you've suddenly found your calling in life which is very different from what you're learning. It is okay. This is how you learn. So journalism for me was an accident.
And so, I asked, how has the journey evolved over the years?
Journey has evolved beautifully. I often say this to a lot of people who ask me this question, that I experienced a lot. There were good experiences, there were bad experiences. But bad experiences and good experiences over time become just experiences. They shape your personality. You will have good moments, bad moments, but all of it together will become your experience. That will be your experiential learning. So when you set out to do your next job, you now know what is good, you also know what is bad. And because of this wisdom, you are able to take better decisions in the future. So for me, my journalism was a roller coaster. There were good times, there were bad times, but with the passage of time, 23 years, I feel that all of this has added to what I believe is my experience. And it has been a good experience.
That's great, sir.
Hmm.
So, sir, what's been one of the most challenging stories which you have covered, and what did it teach you about journalism?
Most difficult. Well, I would say it is yet to come. But assuming that you are talking about the most difficult story so far that I have done, you see, I was really scared of seeing blood. It used to scare me a lot. When I was your age, I once saw blood and I fainted. That bad. And my among the first few stories that I had to do were on a crime beat, right? So in journalism, what you have in the media, you have different beats. A beat basically means if you cover stories about schools, so that is the education beat, college education. You cover stories about the transport sector, so that is transport. Then politics is a beat. Similarly, crime is also a beat because crime is a part of our society. You can't do away with it. Crime happens, it has to be reported. And crime involves all sorts of things. It also involves being on a crime spot and noticing blood. So I still very distinctly remember the first time there was an accident site where I had gone to report. This was in Hindustan Times, Jaipur. Actually, this was Delhi when I started my career with Indo-Asian News Service. There was a crime story, and I spotted blood there. Initially, as a kid, I used to faint at the sight of blood. That day was an experience for me, a very difficult one, to report the story, be involved in the story, and yet be detached enough to not faint on the spot. Right? And that was a very, very difficult moment. I mean, I could have told you all sorts of things about my crazy political assignment, meeting this interviewer, very difficult interviewer. But I feel, if I were to be very honest with you, that moment of building this internal strength to not faint at the sight of blood was the most difficult moment in journalism for me.
Alright, sir. Sir, you ask?
No, go ahead. You have more questions for sir.
Okay, sir. So you have covered multiple elections and political shifts. What trend do you observe in how political narratives are shaped and disseminated today?
uh, how political narratives are shaped. So, political narratives
It's a big
shaping
one.
is not a new concept. It has always happened.
Yes.
I'll take you back to India before independence. Newspapers were reporting about India's freedom struggle. What do you think that was? It was a political narrative. Indians were, through their participation in a freedom struggle, were shaping their political narrative. The leaders in India were shaping their political narrative, and the instruments of building that narrative were newspapers, radio stations. Do you know Congress party had a clandestine radio, which basically means that somewhere in Bombay or somewhere there was a smart girl like you with a microphone secretly operating a radio station without the Britishers getting to know. And before the Brits could come, she would pack up her equipment and run away. That is how, huh? Yes, exactly. So that is how political narrative was being shaped. So through the years, the basic concept of using mass media, which is radio, newspapers, using mass communication platforms for political narratives has remained the same. People still use newspapers, people still use radio. But now, from back then to now, you have television, you have digital, you have a plethora of options of mass. Cinema was a fantastic tool for shaping political opinion. Do you know what is the most powerful communication tool even now? You tell me, what according to you is the most powerful communication tool? In mass communication, no, in media. What type of media? TV, newspaper, radio, or cinema?
I think newspaper or TV.
Fine. But you tell me, when you go to a cinema hall, do you not sit captive for 3 hours
Cinema.
and do nothing else? You have a huge mobile phone is a small screen,
Yes,
right?
sir.
A newspaper is this big, a radio is this big, but a cinema screen is huge, and you are there for 3 hours, captive audience. So, the most powerful tool of political narrative building and political propaganda for a lot of countries, including our country was cinema and theatre. A lot of people use these platforms to put forward their political message, to put forward their ideology. It's happening even now. You have political movies, you have so all sorts of platforms are used. Mass communication platforms are used to build this political narrative, and it is in that sense it is no different from how it used to happen earlier. People still use their platforms.
And do you know, even the INA, the Indian National Army that we had, that Subhash Chandra Bose, he had formed, even they had a radio station hidden somewhere. Yes, and that is how Subhash ji used to send message, give message to the country about his thought process. So, media has always been there, right or wrong?
Right, sir.
And even today, when you see certain movies, okay, if some young girls or young people, you try to get inside that movie, you try presuming your own self, you try portraying that character in your own self. So these politicians and politics, all right, just think about what bandwidth would they have if we as a commoner we taking that character in our own self. So that is how they put forward.
Do you know, actually, I say this a lot. Do you know, all of us are journalists, and we start doing journalism at a very young age. Do you two have siblings? Chota bhai, badi behan?
Yes.
Correct? Has it so happened that your chota bhai and badi behan has complained against you to the mother?
It always happens.
So what that chota bhai and badi behan is doing is journalism, and the audience is your mom, and the chota bhai and badi behan is basically reporting on a story of fact. पता है दीदी ने टिफिन नहीं खाया, पता है उनको मार्क्स मिल गए हैं, वो पेपर नहीं बता रही है आपको क्योंकि मार्क्स कम आए. This is exactly what a reporter is supposed to do. If there is something which is an aberration, which is wrong, we are supposed to spot it, check whether we are speaking the truth or not. We should not make false allegations. Suppose if you got 20 on 20 and somebody were to say कि ये तो 10 marks आए, will you not be mad? Angry, of course, right? So similarly, a journalist, a reporter has to be factual. So if your marks are 20 on 20, I must say that kudos, she has got 20 on 20. If your marks are 10 on 20 and you are hiding this fact, my job as a journalist is to report. So that is how you keep a fact which is hidden, you bring it in the public domain. And it starts as a child. We do it in our homes. So congratulations, you two are journalists.
Thank you, sir.
You have any more questions?
Yes, sir. So, what advice would you give to aspiring journalists who are entering the field at a time when media trust is under scrutiny?
That's a good question. My point is, trust is earned. And trust is very, very subjective. You can trust what I am saying. It is quite possible that she may not believe in this trust that you have in me. Right? So, trust is perspective based. So, you have trust in me, she doesn't. Now, am I trustworthy? Well, the verdict is split, no? Number one. Number two, I think there are certain basics that need to be followed for working journalists. And those basics are that you can have an opinion, and all journalists must have an opinion. And I say this to all youngsters I meet, I say it to everyone, to say that I should just report facts. I should not have an opinion. There is only one condition where all of us will have no opinion. You know when? बताओ.
No idea.
तब ऐसा होता है जब हम लोग कोई ओपिनियन नहीं रखेंगे. हमारे जीवन में कब ऐसा हो जाएगा जब हमारा कोई ओपिनियन नहीं होगा? The day will be dead. Till then, you will have an opinion. Your silence will also be an opinion. So we are all opinionated, and journalists must too be opinionated. Don't believe in this concept of people saying कि ये बस इन्होंने ये कहा, उन्होंने ये कहा, ये बोल दो, बस इतने में बहुत. No, that is not your job. You are not a postman. आप डाकिया नहीं. How do you form that opinion? This is the real thing. So that opinion must be based on facts that are absolute. The problem is, and this is where the point on trust comes, that most journalists now have made the opinion absolute and then they retrofit facts कि मैंने मन बना लिया है कि ये है जो मैं मानता हूं, अब मैं जा रहा हूं खोजने की कुछ तथ्य मिल जाए कि जो मैं जिस चीज में विश्वास रख रहा हूं वो उसके मुझे फैक्ट्स मिल जाए. दिस यू नो ऐसे पीछे जाकर के जो हो रहा है ना, यू आर बैक फिलिंग योर फैक्ट्स, दैट इज इनकरेक्ट and this is why those trust issues come in. So in my own limited way, I run an organization called the Red Mic. We are doing exactly this. We are saying what is right and not what is popular. It is very convenient for me कि मैं नेता टाइप बात कर दूं कुछ, suppose if you like listening to something, आपके पसंद की कोई बात कर दूं, and then I manufacture facts because you like it. That is where over a period of time at least I will not be able to trust myself. So for me to build trust, it will have to, the foundation of that trust has to be honesty. It has to be facts. And on that base, there should be my opinion. This is how media trust needs to be built.
Alright, sir. Also, where do you see Indian journalism headed in the next 5 to 10 years? With
I don't know where it is headed tomorrow. You're talking about 5 to 10 years. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Anyway, jokes apart, please complete your question. Sorry.
Especially with AI and tech disruption.
Oh, this is very good. This is very interesting. Artificial intelligence is a piece of technology that we have never ever experienced. For instance, we had computers. A lot of people complain everything will be mechanized and people will lose jobs. ऐसा नहीं हुआ. We had people who got smart and they used a computer to multiply the output of their work, and thus they could do more work. So it enhanced production. It did not reduce the workload, it enhanced the production. आज मैं 2 स्टोरी हाथ से लिखता हूं तो अब AI कंप्यूटर की वजह से मैं 5 स्टोरी लिखने लगा with the due diligence that every story requires. I'm just talking about journalism. Computers can be used for a ton of other things. Computers got smart. Learning language modules have come in, and this is a 5th generation learning language module called artificial intelligence. Frankly, I am excited and a little concerned at the same time. I have seen the amazing positives of artificial intelligence. Apps like ChatGPT and all have made it very easy for me to get citation-based research. In 2 minutes, I will get input on which newspaper said what, which book says what. Everything is at my fingertips. The concern is that this language module is so smart that you can also tell it, now write it in my style. Convert this research into an essay. So kids are using AI very smartly to write their essay, to do their homework. The point is, technology can be an enabler, but let it not be a substitute for your intelligence. Because then what will happen is, then it will outsmart you, या फिर आप कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. आपने वो 3 Idiots फिल्म देखी है? हाँ, 3 Idiots में वो चतुर नहीं था?
Yes.
उसको हिंदी बोलनी नहीं आती थी तो उसने रट्टा लगा लिया. आमिर खान ने उसमें वर्ड्स चेंज कर दिए. He like an idiot read all of it. So let smart technology not produce dumb individuals. So as long as we are cognizant that we are not becoming dumb ourselves, any bit of technology should be welcome. Of course, there will be challenges. It will be prone to misuse. There will be more fake news because this is developing technology. But the good thing about technology is that if there are notorious people who can use it for wrong purposes, there will be smart people who will be able to build a mechanism within the existing ecosystem to identify those wrongdoings also. For instance, for all those kids who were writing their essays on ChatGPT, and for all those journalists who are writing their stories or getting AI to write their stories, now there are softwares that can immediately detect that this is AI generated. So this is a good thing. nothing should ever replace human intelligence, even in journalism.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have one more last question.
Sure.
So, a minute ago, you talked about what's popular in journalism and what's right in journalism. So, have you ever faced a situation in which you have to choose between what's right and what's not popular in journalism?
I just so love this question because this is exactly the philosophy behind my media company called the Red Mic. We say what is right and not what is popular. I'll tell you, बात जो सही हो लोकप्रिय नहीं. ये क्यों मैं कह रहा हूं? आपने पूछा कि कभी एक ऐसी स्थिति आई कि ये चूज करना पड़ा कि सही हो जाए या लोकप्रिय हो जाए. तमाम बार पत्रकारों को ये एक जरूरत महसूस होती है कि यार मैं कुछ ऐसा बोल जाऊं कि मेरे व्यूज बढ़ जाएं, राइट?
Yes.
और वो जरूरी भी होता है. माय पॉइंट इज, व्हाट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ माय जर्नलिज्म इन आइसोलेशन? फिर तो आप इनको कान में ही बता दो कुछ स्टोरी, सुनो आज में ये हुआ, खत्म. देन यू डोंट नीड मास मीडिया. नो, द आइडिया ऑफ मास मीडिया इज फॉर अ स्टोरी टू बी कंज्यूम्ड बाय अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, सब तक आपकी बात पहुंचे. सो इट इज नॉट रॉन्ग टू एस्पायर टू मेक योर स्टोरी पॉपुलर. ये गलत चीज नहीं है. लेकिन अगर यही मेरा पर्पस हो, that I will compromise on all the other aspects just to become popular, that is wrong. My job is to popularize my story, but that popular story should be right. So in my case, I say what is right and not what is popular. If the right thing becomes popular, that is what I am aiming for. But I will not do popular things at the cost of what is right. मतलब मैं झूठ नहीं बोल दूंगा ना क्योंकि मुझे लोकप्रियता मिल जाएगी. तो ये जो डिबेट होती है ना मन में, इसको विद अटमोस्ट क्लैरिटी हम लोग रोज झेलते हैं. और हमको अपना जवाब मालूम है कि हमको कोई ऐसी बात नहीं बोलनी, कोई ऐसी गलत भाषा का प्रयोग नहीं करना, कोई कैची थंबनेल्स नहीं लगाने, कोई ऐसी भड़काऊ बात नहीं बोलनी है विच में अपील टू सम पीपल. इट मे बिकम पॉपुलर ऑल्सो, बट इट इज नॉट राइट. यू हैव टू आंसर टू योर सेल्फ. सो with the passage of time, I am getting more and more clarity on this front, that I will always say what is right, not what is popular. If the right becomes popular, that is what I am aiming for.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So it was it? That was it?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Now I have a question
For you.
for you both also. After today's session, you've been with sir. You find some motivation inside you to be someday become something like what Mr. Sanket Upadhyay is?
Yes, sir.
ऐसा कुछ दिल में हो रहा है करने को? हाँ? Okay. And if you have that passion, if you have that inspiration, don't let it die, because you will be doing best at it. You know, my own parents were teachers. You know this, right? But then I had a passion in sports, so I did pursue both of them, because education came as a tradition, but something what I loved to do, I did not do it. So if you like this thing, if you want to be innovative, if you want to be like him, don't let the passion die. ठीक है ना?
Absolutely, sir.
अच्छा लगा सर से मिलके आप लोग को?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Now we come.
Wait.
Now, as we come to the end of this podcast, thank you, sir, for the enlightening session.
Thank
That
you.
was great meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you बच्चों.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Thank you, sir.
It was so good, and for me also, this is a dream coming true, because you know I'm a subscriber of the Red Mic channel of sir.
No, I wish I had this much confidence when I was your age. I couldn't even speak. I get very nervous when I have to speak. So it's you guys have motivated me. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.